Hey guys, Nick here with GearNut, and today we're taking a look at the Klarus CL1. So Klarus sent this down for us to look at, and I'm glad that they did. This little CL1 is kind of a little multi-tool. It's got a couple surprises here and there on it that I was pleasantly surprised about. So it's a lantern that includes a Bluetooth speaker and a battery bank. So you can actually charge your cell phone with this. And this came in handy last night. I actually was like, all right, where's my charging cord for my phone? Couldn't find it. Then I found it, and I was like, okay, no open wall plugs. I was like, come on. So ended up actually just going, just giving it up, throwing away the ambition there. That's just serial number 2. That's kind of cool. Didn't realize that. But ended up charging my phone with the Klarus CL1. I've charged a tablet with this. I've charged my everyday carry light, my O-light. That's kind of funny, using a Klarus to charge an O-light. It's kind of cool, though, because it gives you versatility and options in a package that's pretty compact. So, I like that. This is kind of a jack of all trades. It's not the best battery bank because it's only got one port. It's not the best Bluetooth speaker because there is some thick, dense plastic in front of the speaker. So I imagine that's hindering the audio just a little bit, but it does work and it's extremely loud. And the lantern portion, it does work as a lantern. There's a battery meter, super cool, by the way. It does work, but as you guys can see, there's a huge black spot in your diffuser because of that speaker, so it does hinder the light output. So this thing could have a, more intense light coming out of it if it didn't have this speaker in the center. So it's good, but it's not great. And that's what I'm going to say about this. Like, it's a really good item, but it's not perfect. It's IPX4 waterproof. Impact resistance of 1 meter for your drop. The user interface on here is pretty unique. I don't know if I love it. It's good, but it's not like something I'm absolutely like, oh, this is the best ever. So power button's on the bottom. 1 click gives you your battery meter. If you wait a long period of time, the next click will be a shutoff, like right now. So 1 click turns your battery meter on, 2 click gives you low, another click medium, high, and then off, right? But if you wait a couple seconds, the next click is off. So you only have a certain amount of time to cycle between your modes. I think it's like 5 seconds, something like that. Your low is actually 12 lumens for 157 hours, which is a long, long time. I had this thing running in my kids' room for 4 days straight. It's pretty cool. It's a great little night light. You can definitely use it as a night light, and it works excellent. Excellent. The next one up is medium, 160 lumens for 14 hours, and it's doing that shut-off thing because we're talking about it. And the high is 390 lumens for 8 hours. So that's pretty cool. The color intensity on here is actually very impressive. It's not super warm, it's not super cool. It's that happy median of usable lighting. I absolutely love the color on the Kelvin scale that Klarus chose to use in here. Sometimes those really white blue lights, the cool blues, sometimes those get old after hours and hours and hours of being in a room lit by them. I find that I like warmer toned lights, and I really do like the Kelvin on this CL1. It's really, really good. So I wish that the IPX4 waterproofing was actually IPX8. I would feel better taking this out on a boat, fishing, and stuff like that, because I think that it has a lot of potential and a lot of places I'd love to use this thing. But I find that the IPX4 kind of makes me question, should I take this out, or should I leave this here in the tent, or should I leave it in the power outage kit, And ultimately, I think this is great for a campground or in a tent, something like that. But if you're going to experience some torrential downpours, you're going to have this thing protected in your shelter. It's definitely not going to fare very well if you put this in a torrential downpour or submerge this in water for an extended period of time. It's just not rated for that. So as far as the Bluetooth speaker goes, you take and you push and you hold the power button and it turns on. It's okay. It's not the best Bluetooth speaker. Push and hold and it turns off. My camera equipment is really not set up to be an audio studio, but if you have a JBL Flip 4, you're going to want to use the JBL Flip 4 because this speaker just doesn't have the full dynamic range. You know, it's one little speaker, some thick plastic in front of it, so it doesn't sound like the best. But if you don't have anything else but this, yeah, you're going to be thankful that you have it. So it's nice that it's included in there. It can kind of wow your friends. And the battery bank portion on here is something that I was like, dude, that now they're thinking. You know, now they're thinking. And I was like, that's so freaking handy because I run into a dead phone all the time. Or my everyday carry light is running low, and I have my charger in my EDC bag, and that's always with me. So if I'm camping, you know, I can just plug it into here if I need to and charge it up. Now, the CL1 is compatible with the Anker 21-watt solar panel. So I was able to charge this thing up in, I think, 3 hours, 4 hours on a beautiful sunny day, and I absolutely love seeing that. So if you have a portable solar panel with you camping, or if you have one in your power outage kit, it's a super handy setup because you can use this at night, next day, charge it up, and you're good to go. So super cool. I wish the power button was not just on the bottom. So when you set this down and it's on in your living room or on a picnic table, I'm gonna turn the speaker on at that point. It's got to tap it, gear nut. What are you doing? But you can have the Bluetooth speaker on and the lantern and the music and everything can be running. You could be charged and stuff, which is pretty cool. But I wish there was a side button on the side of this thing so you didn't have to flip it over and touch your button here, you know? Because now, like, all your light is projected down towards the table and then you have to flip it back around. So I wish that, like, this Klarus logo was another button so you could just go up there and just push and hold or tap it and manipulate your light output. I also wish that it had a audio port where you could plug in a 3.5 millimeter cable and play music directly from a headphone port. I think that would be really handy. That's something I wish that they had. But I would say that this is good for camping. It's not perfect for camping because it's not totally waterproof. For a power outage kit, if you have kids, they're going to abso-freaking-lutely love this thing. You know, they're just blown away because they're like, oh, it's a lantern and a speaker, and you can charge my tablet and you can charge my little phone. Yeah, they absolutely love it. The portion right here is actually rubbered, textured for grip. This is plastic, and the silver right here is actually aluminum, and that acts as your heat sink. It actually gets pretty warm. So when you go to pick this up, if you're rocking it in that 390 lumens, you know, you'll feel the heat if you grab it here, but if you grab it down here on the rubber, you're just fine. So this little clip down here is super handy. I actually clipped this to one of the blades on my ceiling fan, and we do little power outage simulations for a couple hours every so often just to test our gear and see if we're happy with it. And I was very impressed with the light output from this projecting down off a ceiling fan. And in a tent, it would be the same thing. You know, if you had a line or something you could clip it to, or a tent pole, you could clip this up in there, you'd be very happy. Comes with some really cool accessories. So this is your USB cord for charging up your actual CL1, and it's got some covers here. See if I've lost them already. I'm pretty bad about that. There we go. But it's actually got a lightning little adapter on the end of it, so you can use your micro USB cord, charge up your lantern, and then if you forgot all your other cords, you have this one right here. So you could charge up micro USB or your lightning cord for your iPhone or iPad, which I thought was really freaking cool. And yeah, this cord's going to be going everywhere with this little CL1. Sorry about that. So it's super handy. It's got nice dust covers on here, so it can keep out the dirt and debris. Also came with this little clip right here, so you can find a way to clip some string on or clip it up on tree branches and stuff like that and light up the area you're looking to light up. And the last thing it came with was this really cool bag. So it's kind of like a canvas or a linen type material on the outside, and on the inside it's like a microfiber material, super soft, just a quality bag. And to store all your stuff in, it's super freaking handy to have a bag like this for all your charge cables. Drawstring closure on the top, wooden beads to actually like pull it up. It's got that old school camping vintage kind of feel to it with the wood beads and the build material. And then you get into the inside and it's got that nice microfiber type feel to it. It's just super, super freaking cool. Klarus logo. So all in all, I would say that the Klarus CL1 is good, but it's not perfect. There's a couple things I think you should think about before buying it, but it's super compact and, you know, it works. You know, it's a good speaker. It's a good little way to charge a device, and it's also a good little lantern. So there's definitely better lanterns, there's definitely better Bluetooth speakers, and there's definitely better battery banks. But when you combine them all in, this is a jack of 3 trades, and it's a master of none. So I think it's a pretty cool little light. It's a great little thing, and it's also got one last little thing here before we go. It's got a magnetic bottom, so you could stick it to your fridge, or you could stick it to your vehicle if you do some car camping and stuff like that. Just adds some more versatility to it. So Klarus, I like what you guys are doing. I think I would tweak a couple more things on this to make it perfect. Get that IPX up to 8 on here. Maybe thin out some of this plastic in front of the speaker, get some better audio out of it, and get one of those 3.5 millimeter audio jacks in here, so you could plug in a headphone cable or a headphone port, plug it in here, and make it a little bit more versatile. So, but all in all, I think it's a pretty cool little product. And if you're interested in it, check that description box below. I'll have a link to where you can pick one up. And yeah, it's a pretty cool little deal. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I will check you guys later.